But I do what she said about Oprah when Gayle did that thing about Kobe Bryant. I didn't think you could get lower than Omarosa, but there was Gayle King.
Right.
Okay. Are you serious, Gayle? You really gonna bring something up like that? Really?
You're absolutely right about that one.
You didn't even stop and think about Mrs. Bryant had just lost her husband and her child.
No.
Her husband and her child.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even think about that, and you gonna bring up a 20-year-old rape? And I really wouldn't call it a rape because the woman had 5 different sperms in her. So let's not call it rape. Let's call I came to fuck and maybe I can get some money. Let's not call it rape. Let's not call that rape. No, I'm not going with that. But to bring that up when this woman just lost her husband and her child, and I know what it's like to lose a child. I've just lost a child.
Oh, wow. I'm so sorry.
My son's birthday will be April the 10th. My son died last year, May the 8th. Okay?
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Thank you. It's a horrible thing, but to lose your husband and your child, and you got babies, and this woman is bringing up stuff that don't have nothing to do with nothing.
Right.
You Gayle, that was treachery. The stuff Michael Jackson stuff with Oprah, that was treachery.
Yeah.
Why would you do that when you know that man's got 3 children?
Right. You can't just throw things out and disregard.
Yes, and that's the problem I have with it, and even with Steve, you better watch out how you blow spit in the wind, because you really, really, really are on some. You have to walk a tightrope.
Right.
It's hard to be in show business and be black. You walk a tightrope. You know what you can say and what you can't say, and what you can do and what you can't do. Okay, right. It's not fair. I mean, it's still not fair. It's still not equal.
Of course not.
It's not. It's the fantasy of LA being the utopia of the cool people. That's some bullshit. I know what LA stands for, like Alabama. I just it's just got palm trees. Calm down. You know, the police will stop a black man in a Benz in a heartbeat. Where you going? Why don't you put a boy on there while you're at it? Where you going, boy? I ain't got to tell you where the fuck I'm going. What's wrong with you? They'll stop. My friend had a really cool Camaro, and they stopped him every time in it. And he came from Alabama. He said, I didn't even stop like this in Alabama. I said, you in the new Alabama right here. And he was in his 20s, and he's thinking some kind of utopia. And it's like, you don't get it, do you? Did your mama tell you what happened in Birmingham before you were born? Did she have a discussion about race with you? Did your daddy talk to you about it? And that's another thing while I'm thinking about it. Black folk, tell your children what the truth is about the history of black folk in this country. You get children, your child going to Princeton and going in blind because you ain't prepared him. You so proud he's going to Princeton, you didn't even tell him that some of those people don't think he's worthy enough to be there. Right. You need to tell your children the truth. You need to tell your children the truth about what it is. The reason why you can go to private school because mom and daddy can afford it. But let me tell you something else. Don't you think for 1 minute that one of them teachers ain't going to try to make you feel like you less than, because they damn sure will.
Exactly. They always will, every time.
I went to Catholic school. Nuns are just because a nun is a nun don't mean they ain't racist.
Oh, no, of course not.
I can tell you stories all day long about stuff. I had a friend that was, his daddy was Catholic, faithful Catholic, but he was black. Well, they had went to this big fancy dance and stuff, and they wanted to go to mass. So they stopped. You know, you think you can go to any Catholic church, you think. Well, they went to this Catholic church that happened to be predominantly white. And the priest from the altar said, "You don't belong here."
Oh, wow.
My friend's daddy never went to mass again after that. Never felt the same way about the. They didn't say nothing about apartheid. They was down with it.
Right.
And you got to realize that it's like we got a thing in the White House. He say all kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah. Anything that come to his mind.
Any racist stuff come to his mind, he just say it.
That's right, with no regard.
And I see black people for Trump. Get the hell away from me. Get away from me.
Yeah, they don't know no better.
Yeah, they know better. They wishing upon a star.
No, there you go. You hit it right on the head.
They're wishing on a star because it ain't gonna happen until we. That's why what I want for my people is to come together. The first time in my lifetime, we don't have a black leader that speaks to the people. The church used to be the anchor in our neighborhood. The anchor. That's where we donate our money. And the preacher walks off in a Benz.
Right.
I can't stand Creflo Dollar. He makes my ass itch. It's something vile about him. It's something vile about a man that sees his community is in trouble and does not donate some of his money to make things better. And he, in his little things that he does do, is he goes, we take the cream of the crop. No, don't take the cream. The cream is the best. And you should do something with the best. But let's help these other kids get to be the best. Right. Let's lift up the ones that are hopeless. See, when you're hopeless, it's a bewildering feeling.
Yeah.
And I think my people are hopeless. But our hope is not in man, but in God.
Amen to that.
And I think that now that you see what's going on now with the coronavirus and everything, I think black folks should remember, everybody should remember what the Bible says. Do you believe in God now? If you're an atheist, do you believe in God now? Can you ask the wealthy people, can your money save you? God is a mighty God.
Yes, he is.
And the thing of it is that he is no respecter of persons. And this virus will kill whomever it wants to in God's time. And the thing of it is, I know it's man-made. And I don't trust the people that do evil. I always want people to remember this. People that do evil to you, don't do nothing to them. Don't do nothing to them.
Right.
Don't work on trying to get them back. Oh, don't try to get them back. Let God get them. Let God get them, because God can get them better than anything you can do. What God got in store for them, let God handle your business.
That's right.
Leave it at God's feet and say, God, I can't do it. I can't take it. And let God sit back and watch. And that's why I say, if you ain't never prayed, you better get to praying.
I know that's right.
They're talking about this week on the news that it's supposed to get worse before it gets better. And it is almost by design. The doctor that Trump tries to keep from talking, that little old man, he told Trump's administration in 2017 about this coronavirus. And yet still, they did nothing. He dismantled the program that Obama had put in place for in the event of a pandemic.
Right.
He had a group of people, doctors and everything. Trump has dismantled everything that Obama has set in place to make a life easier. And yes, I know black people are going to say, he didn't do nothing for black folks. I understand that. He could have did more. The first thing I would have did when I got in office is clean that water up in Flint, Michigan right now. That would be the first executive order. Clean that water up in Flint. And I mean, be quick about it.
Exactly.
That would have been my first executive order. Clean the water in Flint. Okay, but they, y'all wouldn't have voted for me because I would have been up there looking at Trump and them talking about, your show is stupid. You so stupid. I could just slap the shit out of you.
They wouldn't have made it. They wouldn't have made it with you up there.
No, because I'm just gonna talk truth. Maybe we need some people from the hood to talk truth. Maybe and not. I'm not saying like you can't go up there talking like this and that and whatnot. No. You have to speak the language in the country that you in. So I would tell them. Let me tell you something. If you don't sit down and shut up and get the fuck out of my face, I swear to God, I'll slap you down. Wait. Okay, did you remember when Hillary and Trump were debating and he kept, like, he was stalking her and walking behind her and stuff? Do you remember that?
Yep.
I'd have turned around and said, if you don't get your ass from behind me, trying to intimidate me, I'm hurt you.
I knew you right.
Because I can take
Trump is off the chain.
He was deliberately trying to intimidate her, and I know it was very uncomfortable for me to watch. Because I'm like, what you gonna do to her? Why are you standing behind her like that? Why would you do that?
Right.
That's a bully tactic. But I'd have turned around and said, if you don't get your ass by your podium, guess what? It's about to get real. No, because you're trying to bully me. I won't be bullied by the likes of you. Because I know my husband.
Because that's what he was trying to do.
See,
that's exactly what he was trying to do.
Only thing they talked about with Hillary was Benghazi. Okay. Well, let's talk about your 5 bankruptcies and your 3 baby mamas. How about let's talk about that? How about why would I trust you when you can't even maintain your penis? You can't even control the most basic thing on your body, your dick. You can't even control it. Why should any woman vote for you when you cheat on your wife while she's pregnant? Why? Any woman that does women will. Let me tell you something. A man will not break a date with a bunch of his boys to be with a woman. But a woman will break a date to be with her girlfriends to be with a man. Girls, I got a date. I can't go. But we already said, no, men don't break up dates with their buddies. They'll get that pussy when they come back. Boys. But today, they going to stay with their original plans. I worry some of mine. But I just want us to be. I saw a preacher say, and I never thought, I think it was Duplantis. He said, you know who God favors? He said, he favors black people. You know why? Because as much stuff that has been done to them in this country, they still praise God. No matter what happens, they still praise God. No matter what, they praise God. He said that, and he says they have favor with God. I want us to realize we have favor with God. We are, the Nubian is the original Jew. Israeli Jew, that's not the real Jew. It's us. We're the lost tribe of Israel. Just think about it. We're the lost tribe of Israel. You can't get no more lost than black folks.
I know you're right.
And I worry about us. I want us to love each other. In a time where there hasn't seemed like love is something that can be taken for granted. I just want us to remember we are all we have.
Yeah, and we have to learn how to just start being pure at the heart first. Because if I'm pure in what I'm doing, if I'm sincere in what I'm doing, nothing else will matter after that. Because you will know that I'm being sincere and that I'm being genuine with you. That will cause a better atmosphere than me thinking, or maybe they're trying to take from me, or maybe they're trying to do that. You know. So, like you said, we gotta learn how to come together.
I want that to happen in my lifetime, where we stand together and don't be so cruel to each other. And in Chicago, y'all stop shooting at each other all the time. You know, Tyrone can't stop you from getting a job.
Right.
But I know Biff will. I mean, lift each other up. Can we just lift each other up? We need to lift each other up. Because we are in trying time. I mean, it's not about who got the best car. It's about who has integrity and character and have love for God and his fellow human beings. But I need us to love each other first. I need us to love on each other and hold each other dear. Hold each other close.
I know that's right.
Stop holding these grudges with your family members. Oh my God, let me just say this. In the blink of an eye, the people that you love can be gone.
That's right.
They can be gone.
That's right.
Because my son was 36. And he was the warrior. He had his moments, but he was a good man.
Right, of course.
I prayed to God. I had moments with him when he was going wilding out, but I prayed to God, asked God to make him a good man and a man that many could look to make him the great man I know he can be.
Right.
And before he left this earth, I got to see him do that. And in the blink of an eye, my child was a Mason. I have never seen so many grown men, white, black, Latino, crying over my son's casket because he had been kind to them. He showed love. I didn't even know till after his death that a man called me and told me I was getting ready to commit suicide, and your son talked me out of it. Now, for the mothers that are listening, if there's a mother listening out and your child is acting out and wilding out, don't think that you can't ask God. Because God hears a mother's prayer. He hears a mother's prayer. And he heard mine, and my son turned out to be a great man. He's looked for God. He sought God. And then the pastor spoke so wonderfully about him, but he said Sergio could be rough. And his father and I looked at each other, kind of just like, yeah, he's rough. Is that all you gonna call it? It is hard. It's these next 2 months are gonna be kind of hard for me because my son's birthday is on April the 10th, and my son died on May the 8th. And so it's a little hard for me. But you know what? I can do all things in which Christ strengthens me.
Amen. Amen.
And I just want everybody to remember that we are living in desperate times. The times are desperate, but don't you get desperate.
Right.
Remember that God has you. The Bible says that plagues will come near you, but none shall come near you. None shall come by you. If you are a believer in God, and I usually don't talk like this often, but if you are a believer in God, know that He got you. He got you. And ask Him, just keep asking Him to protect you and your family. Let His love engulf you and keep you. And don't be hoarding up all the toilet paper and whatnot. That's ridiculousness. And if you did hoard up all the toilet paper, take some over to your mama house, your grandmama, your cousins. If you got enough, if you ain't got but one butt at your house and you got 50 rolls of toilet paper, you got a bunch of toilet paper that you can share. And don't be so selfish. If somebody in your family, they run out of food and canned goods, don't be so selfish where you can't share. Miss your blessing. And the person that don't like you, the person that don't like you and want to mistreat you, yeah, they talked about you and they did you wrong, but that's okay. You ain't got to do evil for evil. You ain't got to do evil for evil.
That's right.
Put on the armor of God and help them. That's what I want. That's all I want. I want us all to be safe. And I want us to love each other. And I want us to look out for each other because we need each other.
Absolutely. 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 You know what? I always wonder is, you being a comedian, how do you get through times like this, or times of sorrow, and for instance in losing your son? How do you get through things like that? Because I know that people think that comedians probably just laugh all the time, but meanwhile sometimes they're some of the saddest people.
Yeah, I would say comedians tend to be the ones that are the most funniest are the ones that are the most hurt. And sometimes I can only speak for myself. Sometimes I went into a quiet place and I sat in the house alone. And the thing that I can say is this: it is hard. And if you didn't have that stage, sometimes you need the audience more than they know you do. You don't just need the audience to perform in front of them. Okay? You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Sometimes that stage is our saving grace. Because it is what we do. It is our passion. But I will tell you for myself, a lot of comics, they go through a depression. And they won't, a lot of them don't talk about it. But it's kind of, you're so happy, you're so happy when you're on set, and then the audience is all over you and stuff. And then the audience goes away, and and then you're by yourself. Okay, you're by yourself, and you're alone, and you have no one to talk to and stuff. That's why comics are gamblers and womanizers and drug addicts, and show me the one that's in the most pain, and I'll show you the one that'll break it down for you on stage. And it's amazing. I mean, Richard Pryor, prime example. Pain, incredible self-destructive behavior, but the funniest man you ever see. And another thing I'm gonna bring this to attention to: Black folks think that depression and mental illness is, for a long time they just thought that was white folks stuff. But Black folks think that if ever a people needed to have a nervous breakdown, it's Black folk. If ever a people should be depressed, it's Black folk. Don't let it consume you. Let God lift it off of you. And that's why I like to listen to that song, "Deliver Me." I love that song because the Lord deliver me. Yeah, all I see you to do is hurt me. Oh yeah, and it's a lot of people hurting. Yeah. I think there's probably more people hurting now than there was ever before. For all the technology, for all the flashbang and all the goodies and cars and big houses. It's a lot of lonely people out here. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. It's a lot of lonely people out here. There's a lot of people that are hurt, wounded out here. And I think that we, as a culture, we need to respond to that and not just say, sometimes prayer is a beautiful thing, and I'm a firm believer in prayer. But sometimes you need a little help with that prayer.
That's right.
Sometimes you need help. And there's nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's scary. And especially now because everybody's cooped up in their house.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part because now, a lot of that stuff is coming out and, people don't know how to cope with it. They don't know how to deal with it. And that's the sad thing that we don't, I want to say, get the help when we need it, as opposed to when somebody else see that we need help or when it's gotten too bad,
It's scary. And it is scary. And I think that people need to think about what they do and stay your ass in the house. Why you got to go somewhere all the time? You don't have to go nowhere all the time. Sit down.
Exactly.
Unless you have to work, unless you really have to work. Please don't be out here jogging and can on.
Okay.
Stay in your house. They asked you to stay. They told you to stay in your house. Pretty soon we're going to be under martial law. And you're only going to be able to get out house if it's absolutely necessary to go to the pharmacy, go to the grocery store, and go to work and come straight back. You can't keep continuing to keep running around and think things can't happen. You just gotta do what they ask you to do. And that's another thing. Quit being so fucking hard-headed. You know, you got the children outside. I ain't gonna lie to you. I won't let my grandchildren come over here.
Mhm.
No. Have you been outside? No.
Mm-mm.
Isn't a high risk thing. No.
Right.
And it's sad to say it, but I don't know where you been. Grandma love you, but stay over at your house.
I know you're right.
I'm serious. Children,
yeah, that's true.
Children carry germs.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody carries germs, but little children, they just, they don't be thinking. They don't be thinking. And they don't be thinking. They be
they don't.
running around and touching on other people and touching each other and playing. And in that play, things can go terribly wrong. So I just want you to stay safe.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy out here. Now they say the tiger done caught the virus. Get the hell out of here.
Mhm.
Really? The tiger? Wait, the tiger? Wait. Really? That's all I'm saying. Really?
Right.
It's like y'all done gave the animals this stuff. Really? Is that necessary?
It's getting bad.
I'm like, now I'm not going to the zoo, I'll tell you that much.
I know you're right.
I'm not going to the zoo till everybody get okay.
Oh, Lord. So, just seeing all of this, the changes in the world, and you've been around a while, how does that change your comedy, or how does that change your perspective of comedy as well?
Well, I'll tell you how it's changed it. Okay, never in the history of my career have I not been able to talk about president.
Right.
But now, if you say something about Trump, some people in the audience will want to fight. They get mad, they'll get up and leave. And nobody can tell me why is Trump the president that we can't talk about. Mm-hmm. What is so special about him that we can't talk about him? Nobody can tell me.
I don't even think they know.
Oh, I know why. It's they was just so glad to have somebody white be in the White House now.
There you go.
What to do with themselves, but you know what? I still talk about him. I do jokes about him. I do. I do. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed about nothing because he's not better than me.
Right.
Is the president better than you? Mm-mm. Well, we should support the president. You didn't support Obama. You didn't support Obama. You hung him up.
Right, but it's a double standard there now.
It's so funny. Joan Rivers said she was walking in to go get ready to get her plastic surgery done. And she said, Barack is gay and Michelle is a man. Mm-hmm. And the odd thing was when she said that, when she went into little did she know, when she went into that doctor's office and had whatever she was going to get done, she didn't work out.
Oh, that's true.
Thing she said publicly.
Mm-hmm.
She called him a fag and her a man.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
And then she went and had plastic surgery, and then she was not here. Watch what you say. You know who else said that Obama will, if he does win? I think it's is it the head of Apple? He said Steve Jobs. He said if first he said Barack wouldn't win. He said, but if he did win, he'd only be a 4-year president. Really? Really?
Well, hey, I think they just had to see. Sometimes it's better that you just prove people wrong. Oh, yeah, you're right, because he passed away.
He passed away before he could see the second term.
That's right.
I look at it like this. Y'all doing too much. It's not,
there you go.
Stop doing stuff. Stop saying stuff that are, because who wants their last words to be something evil? Racist at that. And right. Joan Rivers, it was very racist the way she said it. I mean, she said it, but I'm just saying, you really doing the big. And she didn't have to say that. And she knows she getting, you don't. What she should have been saying is, y'all pray for me. I'm going in here to have some more plastic surgery that I don't need.
Exactly.
Because all the plastic surgery in the world ain't gonna make you be pretty if you ugly on the inside.
No, it ain't. Especially saying stuff like that. But I was gonna say, speaking of stuff like that, you mentioned that now you can't talk about presidents, but you still do it. But how do you deal with situations like that? Not per se the president situation, but that now comedy, or at least when people do jokes now, a lot of people are more sensitive as opposed to back when you were doing comedy like in the 90s or the 80s.
Well, I deal with it the best way I can. And the best way I can is to be true to myself and do what I'm going to do. And I tell you from the jump, I'm going to say what I want to say. And you can't tell me not to. Yeah. I'm going to say what the hell I'm going to say. Just like after a while, right now it's not funny, but one day maybe it will be funny when you talk about the coronavirus and stuff. Do you know I wanted to tell you this too, Tony. The French is talking about they want to experiment on Africans. French
really?
Go and use Africans as guinea pigs. Really?
For the virus.
To find a remedy, antidote. And it's like, why don't you use your mama?
Exactly.
Don't be trying to use my people like that. This ain't Miss Everett Boys. I always wanted to experiment, and I had somebody on Facebook say it's Black people's is something in our blood and in our bodies that seems to make them stronger. We be stronger. Yeah, but that's for us, not for you.
Right, exactly.
You don't do that. You don't do that to me.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Especially not try to make it seem like you're objectifying us now and like we're such a different kind of thing that you have to use us to do a damn test now, as opposed to saying, why not go get your hillbilly sister or the one that's sleeping with your cousin? Don't come say you finna go get Africans now.
There's an Appalachian. They got the Ozarks. They got the Appalachian Mountains. Why don't you go over there and play with them? Why does it always have to be us? Why does it always have to be us? It's
exactly.
When you wanted to test out drugs for syphilis, You use black people. Everything, you know. And there's a woman. I'm not quite sure what her name is. I can't think of it. But anyway, she has something in her that runs in her bloodstream. Her family does that can cure cancer. Okay, they did a movie about it.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. Henrietta Lacks.
Okay, now something in her body. White folk discovered.
Right.
I'm pretty sure she knew it was there. Because she knows herself. But all of a sudden,
right.
You think you get to take stuff from somebody that doesn't even belong to you. And to me, even if you did find the antidote in our bloodstream, why would I give my blood to you?
Exactly.
There is something wonderful about black people. I just wish we knew it.
Absolutely.
Everybody wants to be. Everybody want to be black. The African
they do.
Friends for everything. And quiet as it's kept, white folk follow it. Now they sing like us, they dance like us. You know what? What can we steal next? That should be a movie. That's what that movie. Is it Get Out?
Yep.
That was scary.
Yep.
I'm gonna take your eye. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. No, you ain't.
That was a trip.
I'm gonna take your eyes. No, you're not. No, what you're gonna do is get on away from him.
Exactly. That was.
And I'm glad I was just like, his friend kept on saying, "Leave that white girl alone." Leave that white girl alone. Oh, you're tripping. No, he ain't.
Okay, you just didn't know it.
I told you. I knew someone right by her. I knew someone cleaning the milk by her. Okay, I knew someone cleaning the milk by her. And when I was watching, I go, "This is gonna be a boring movie." First of all, that black man with that straw hat. That hat was cool. The hat was cool. I'm sorry, but when they were, when they was bidding, I was just like, "Wait a minute." And what year is it?
Like, what is really going on?
Yeah, because I would have been gone. I'd have drove my own car. I'm gonna follow you up there. I'm not staying here with you. And I'm sleeping.
Like, wait a minute.
I'm staying for dinner. No, I'm not even staying for dinner. In fact, I'm not eating nothing. I brought my sandwich with me.
Exactly.
Because you just a little bit too good to be true.
Yeah, I don't want none of this stuff.
None of this. So you take your cheese sandwich and tomato soup and go on. And I got a ham sandwich in my purse. I don't need nothing y'all got. I don't.
There you go.
I don't want to do nothing. And I mean, it really, really was weird. And when it really, really got weirder, I said, "You're going to have to kill her."
Yeah.
Kill her. Go on and kill her and don't get. You know, I mean, just even from the police stopping him and stuff, and he wasn't even driving. And then she going to try to pretend she's taking for him. Like he was really trying to take care of her. You know, she just, why did you make us stop? Yeah, he wasn't even driving. You know, I just look at that. Oh, wow. You know,
exactly.
Like you was going, like you was, okay, we're going to pretend like I'm going to protect him from racism. Hold on. Now, remember,
Yeah. Let me be the hero.
I'm going to be the hero in this situation. And then, you know, you not say that, now I'm used to that. You know, Calhoun, be quiet. I really do. I That movie right there, that stuck with me for a minute. I had to shake it off. I'm not lying. That movie, I like, I had to watch. I had to keep the white people in the front of me. I can't have them walking behind me. I want your butt. I want your juicy butt.
Because it to a certain degree, it actually makes, it wakes you up to, a certain point. But like you said, black people don't realize our worth a lot of times. And I think, too, that shined at its best, especially as far as TV was concerned, it was in the 90s. Because, you had all of those shows on at the same time, and people were actually watching this stuff. And I think a lot of those people took some of that stuff for granted, and now we're looking at it now saying, well, where are our black shows, or where are, the representation in film and at the Oscars and all of this stuff? But it's like, when we had this, nobody was saying nothing.
Well, the thing of it is there wasn't any when I did Thea. There was no CW and UPN. I'd still be on the air now. If I would probably still be on the air for 5 years if I had UPN or WB, I probably would have been able to go to one of them. And I really do believe that. And because the show was solid, the show was a good show. And my show was and it showed a form of parenting that my show was based on what I believe as a parent. As a parent, I do think children, I don't care how old you are, don't talk to me crazy. What's wrong with you? I was shaking. And my daughter, she says, Mom, you always talk about shaking somebody. I go, you get shook.
That's right.
Don't sleep on me. Don't be thinking you can come around here and slap on me because I get old. When I get old, if I don't do nothing but bite your ass, you it. What happened to Magdalene? I ate her.
That's right.
I had people trying to hit me, and I had to bite her.
You had to let her know you weren't playing.
I had to let her know I wasn't playing. I bit the hell out of her. Sure did. And so,
but that show was a good show though. So I was kind of surprised that nobody else did pick it up. But like you said, they didn't have like UPN and stuff at that time.
I was lucky to get on the big three. I was lucky. But I would like to do a show as a grandmother now, because I think there's a lot of grandmothers raising children. But the difference is I want to be the grandmother that got stuck with the children, not the grandmother that wanted to keep the children. I want to be the grandmother to tell the truth. I wanted to go out and shake a tail feather or go see somebody to show me what they was working with. I was, I wanted to drop it like it was hot or lukewarm or something. And
that's right.
Drop it like it's lukewarm. I don't care. And I just thought that, I don't know. At this stage of my life, I believe God may have a miracle for all of us, where there's a real woman, not a Medea. And there's nothing wrong with Medea. There's nothing wrong with Medea. Don't y'all go tell Tyler Perry. I said, no, I think there should be a woman. A woman's heart is an amazing thing. And a woman's heart is an amazing thing. And the love is amazing. Love is really amazing. And I think people think it's so difficult. It's not. Loving someone is amazing. Being in love is amazing.
That's right.
Especially if it's with the right person. If it's with the right person, it's amazing. And the things that it's not the new love that I want. Okay, not the new love. Okay, not that. I like the day to day. I like the day to day. You make me a cup of coffee, I make you a cup of coffee. You lay in bed and watch TV. We lay in bed and watch TV together and giggle and act silly with each other. those are the little things that are wonderful to me.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. I still would like, I've given up the getting swept off my feet thing. Okay, I've given up on that one. Because first of all, you can't sweep me nowhere, and but I still believe in romance, and I still believe in love and giggle and blush. I still do that. Mm-hmm. But you have to be a man for that to happen. You can't get that just being, whatever.
Any old body, yeah.
Any old body. I need to know. I need to see that you really a man.
Mm-hmm.
Straight chasing, no bullshit.
Thea, I'm surprised that more people didn't actually write roles for you, in TV, because to be quite honest with you, you excelled on the screen. I mean, especially seeing you doing stand-up, it's not a big contrast, but you can tell there's a difference. But you playing Thea Terrell in your own show is not the same Thea that's, on stage, of course, but you knew what you were doing. And you made, it believable. Those children that was on that show, you would have thought those was your children in real life. So, I mean, even when you did the Wayans Brothers show, and they had Marlon and Keith Sweat playing your sons, it was a believable thing, even though we knew that this was supposed to be a play within inside of a show, but it still was a believable role.
Yeah, I'm a good, you know what? I can be a good mommy. Mm-hmm. I can be a good mommy. I mean, it's not unheard of. My children, if you ask them, am I a good mom, they'll say, mm-hmm. As long as she give me what I want, I'm a good mom. No, one of my twins will probably go, she's all right. She'll do. But my other daughter, she says, I think both my daughters love me dearly. My son loves me, but, you can't. He loves his mama, but it's funny. He loves mom. He used to be a mommy's boy. Okay. He loves me, but he got a woman. So, I have to say, I stay my way out of that.
Right.
All the mothers out there listening, look. As a mother-in-law, you stay in the background. Don't start confusion.
That's right.
You got to set that bitch up and catch her. You just can't start confusion. No, I'll be honest with you. I couldn't stand my mom-in-law. She just, I liked her. I wanted to love her, but I didn't like the way she said things. And how she tried to nickel and dime my husband. I didn't like that. Don't dime him. Bills, me lost me watch. Well, if you hadn't been stealing candy, you wouldn't have lost your watch. You know how Brock's candy had that big barrel of candy, and people stick their hands in and put it in a plastic bag? She stuck her hand in there to steal one, and the watch must have slipped off her hand. Then she said, Bill, Mommy lost your watch, Mommy need you to buy she a watch. I wish you would go to the store and buy her a watch. I wish you would.
Right.
Let me catch you. Your mom.
It's going to be over.
I said, if you hadn't been stealing, you would have had the watch. Mm-hmm. I said, my mother was a good mother-in-law. She didn't. She did the best she could.
I believe it.
She didn't say. She didn't attack. Only the one time. When you first get married. Have you ever been married, Tony?
No.
How old are you?
Probably young enough to be one of your grandchildren.
Oh, damn, that young. Should I be personal? Anyway, let me just say
you all right, you good.
Let me just say this. One time, New Year's Eve, people shoot their guns off. Well, my husband had a 9mm.
Okay.
And it was jammed. Okay. And my daddy, he said, well, they going outside and they trying to get the gun unjammed. Well, this is at night. So my daddy, he gets the gun unjammed and he starts shooting. He shot it in the ground and it unjammed. Okay. So the fire marshal is down the street, and I guess he heard the gunfire. So they see him coming. They see him from a distance coming up the road. So him and Bill run back in the house. They give me the gun, like I'm supposed to hide it, and I do. And so the fire marshal comes to my dad's house. We're at my mom and dad's house. So the fire marshal comes to the house. And he knocks on the door, rings the doorbell. And he says, "Sir, we heard gunshot coming from this area. Were you shooting a gun?" He said, "No, sir, I wasn't." He said, "No, I wasn't. We don't have a gun." Well, that's funny because there's a shotgun underneath the bed. But okay, cool. So anyway, so he goes, "But sir, I heard it distinctly coming from this vicinity." He said, "And I told you we weren't shooting a gun." But sir, he said, "Man, get off my damn property. Get your ass on with." Okay, listen. Now, my mother and she says, "Your husband is such a jackass." I said, "Excuse me? Your jackass is the one that shot the gun."
Is that?
You will not call my husband a jackass. No, you will not. No, you will not. And we started arguing about our husbands. I said, "Daddy is the one that shot the gun, and he shot it in the ground." I said, "How is it my fault?" I said, "And you're not going to talk about Bill like that." "No, you're not." "No, you're not." And we started bickering. I said, "Well, your husband is just as big a jackass as mine is now. How's that?" And she just looked at me. And I said, "You talk about my man like that, you must be out of your mind." You are crazy. That's the man I love. I'm not going to fight you, but you ain't going to talk about my man. Because I love
you had to let her know.
I love him. So anyway, that was the weirdest thing. I had never argued with. I never argued with my mother like this about Bill, but boy, howdy, we got into it about that day, and my dad had to pay a fine. So there you have it.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
But you know what? You probably didn't even realize it, but it just jumped out.
You know what? That was the funniest thing. But if you had to see my daddy and my daddy and Bill out there trying to unjam the gun, you had to seen them. And my daddy's going, "Let me do it. I know how to undo it." And then as soon as he touched it, pop, 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 pop. I'm like, "Oh man, man, this is not good. This is so not good." And they gonna put the gun in my lap like I'm Bonnie from Bonnie and Clyde. What
exactly.
Are you doing?
They want you to hide it now.
Why do I have it? I didn't even look. I told you not to bring it. It's just like, and it was funny. It was funny. It's like they were ridiculous.
Right. Oh boy, that is hilarious though.
Well, thank you. It's true.
Hilarious.
That's the first argument I had as a married woman with my mother. Don't you call him
those make the best story.
I was defending my jackass. Don't you call my jackass a jackass.
Exactly.
Your jackass is right there with him.
Exactly.
That's what love.
You know how it goes.
Have you met somebody you love yet?
No, not yet.
Are you looking?
I mean, I've seen some fools in love, though, but, so I can understand.
Well, one day you're going to meet that woman that's going to ring your bell. She's going to ring your bell, and you're going to go, wow. Here's $800
I believe
we've done.
That's funny. But that's a good one, though. I always take heed to stuff like that. But I did want to ask you, though, what you bring laughter to so many people being a comedian over the years, but what actually makes you happy? Like, what gives you joy at this point in your life?
You know what, really? Making people laugh, being around all of my family, being around all my family, and us just telling stories and laughing and giggling and acting silly. It makes me happy to see all the children and the cousins together, and it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it really is. Family is a big thing, or it should be a big thing at this point in life now. Not just for you, but I mean for everybody, because if people don't really realize, but it's gonna come to a point where you don't have anybody but your family. And right now we kind of at a point where everybody's just like, oh, I'm on my own. I did it on my own. That
nobody
kind of
does
it's almost like, okay,
do something. Nobody does everything on their own. Nobody.
Exactly.
Somebody did something to help you along the way.
Right.
And they got this TV show where stars come back and help a friend and get them a house and build them a house or something as a token of. I have not met that person to come back. The people that I have helped, they're not gonna come back. They're not. They forget as easy as they get. So.
Oh yeah.
I used to love to give dinner parties. I used to love to do that. Now, because I work a lot and people change, people are not the same as they used to be. I don't have dinner parties. I don't do that anymore. I used to love to bake, but now that I'm stuck in the house, I'm going to bake. I'm gonna make me some biscuits.
I know that's right. Exactly.
So that's what I'm finna do.
Try something out at this point.
Yeah, I ain't got nowhere to go. I mean, so what the hell am I do? Make some biscuits. But I can cook and stuff in here in the house by myself. I made some greens, some turkey burgers. I'm gonna make some cream spinach with and butter, and then I'm going to. I don't know what else I'm gonna do. I don't know, but I'm gonna bake me something. I'm gonna see if I can remember how to do it. So I'll be doing it by myself in this house, so nobody knows. And I used to love to bake. I used to make pineapple or pound cakes from scratch and all kind of stuff. So hopefully I can figure out how to do this and make it happen.
I know that's right. Well, you know what, Thea, I want to thank you just for doing this with me, and even for people who are listening, because you just kind of, invited us into your life a little bit. And so I just want to thank you so much for that.
Well, no problem. I don't mind talking to you. I don't mind. And, I think that you're a very nice person. And, if I can do something to help you, I will, It's not. I like, you just let me ramble on. Grandma, you told me that 15 times. Shut up! I'm telling you the history of black folk. Anyway,
but I'm to be honest with you, I'm used to that kind of stuff, so it's not like it's foreign to me. Because to be honest with you, I had an aunt. She just passed away like 6 months ago, and she was like 76, I think, when she left. But I mean, you could literally sit in her house, and you could sit there all day, from like sun up to sundown, and you probably would have got about 5 words in. And it's just, you got to a point where you're like, okay, I'm not even gonna win this battle. Let me just sit down, shut up, and look nice and smile. So that kind of stuff, it don't bother me.
When older people talk to you, it may seem like they're crazy and stuff, but listen to them because they're telling you something.
Oh yeah.
And
I always do.
My mother told me that her grandfather, sometime when the Klan would take black boys in the woods and beat them with a whip and leave them hanging, not hanging, but tied to the tree or something. Okay. And the elements, that he would go into the woods and untie them and help them and get them into the next county.
Wow. Now, isn't that something?
And I think about that. I said, wow, that's really cool, Mom. She go, yeah, he did it times too. They didn't mess with Papa because Papa was a big man. They didn't mess with him. But, some young boys out late at night, and Papa be in the woods spying, and he would help them. He would help them, and let them, you can't fight everybody, but if you still alive and I can get you, I'm gonna get you. And he fixed them back up to the next county. Take them to the next county. He never left them there. He just untie them. If they was beat down and left, he wait till them white men leave and come get them and, fix them up and get them to the next county.
Wow. Now that's something to really think about. And we, I'm young too, but people say a lot of times that young folks complain about different stuff, about working and all that kind of stuff. But when we sit down and we just really think about life and we think about our ancestors and our grandmothers and great grandmothers and grandfathers and the things that they did without even complaining, it is truly amazing and it's truly inspiring.
Yeah, because some of y'all, young people, something else, they don't get it. They don't get how hard
they don't.
You don't get how hard it was. You had to be there. You had to be there. My girlfriend, she marched in the civil rights movement, and they was putting dogs on stuff, because she had lived in Mississippi. Wow. She got out there, and she told her mama, she was a little girl, she said, Mama, I have to do this so things can be better. You know that lady, my girlfriend, Gloria, she used to work in NASA. She's one of those hidden figures. My best girlfriend is a hidden figure. That's amazing.
Wow.
That
is truly amazing.
She was amazing. She's amazing. And she, as a child, she marched. And she was she was not scared. She, when it got rough, of course you're scared, but she knew it was for the greater good at such a young age. And
exactly.
For her child. So he's a lawyer too. Her son is a lawyer in Colorado right now.
Okay.
And so she set the table for him to be successful by herself.
Wow, and that is amazing. That is amazing.
I have amazing people in my life. I'm lucky. I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed. When I think of Gloria,
amazing life.
Huh?
I said I can tell because you lived an amazing life yourself.
I know, but still, when I think about her, I go, you know all that math.
Mm-hmm.
I go, you do math. She good at computers too. Anyway, she told me it was rough at first because she talked to 4-star generals and stuff and tell them the calculations and stuff, and they would say, "Well, Gloria," she said, "I just told you." Somebody at her church had told her that she don't know how to talk to people. She said, "That's so funny because I talk to 4-star generals and scientists and stuff in NASA, and they think I'm pretty articulate." And I said, wait a minute. She said, when she told me that, she was saying, well, she was mad. And she told me that. I said, well, Gloria, you one of those hidden figures, aren't you? She said, yeah. I said, why didn't you just tell me that? She said, well, the same reason you didn't tell me you was Thea.
You know what?
I said, well, she got me good. She said, how come you didn't tell me
exactly.
You was Thea? I said, because I just want you to like me on my own terms. And she said the same. She said, now you know. She said, that wasn't it. I didn't think it was that important. I said, I did. They made a movie about y'all.
That's right.
You are history. You are the reason why we exist. They didn't think we knew math. But we were engineers.
Exactly.
I said, you're a genius. And she is.
Yeah, that's amazing. That is truly amazing. And to know somebody who has lived through or, been in a situation like that is, it's truly inspiring.
That I know. I just love Gloria. I have some
that is amazing.
I have some great friends. But
I think you have great everything at this point.
I'm blessed.